clear favorite to win this year's MVP award again, according to Caesars Sportsbook. He won it a year ago. Tom Brady and Dak Prescott are second behind Mahomes at 9-1. Of course, there's a lot of time between now and when this decision gets made, but Mahomes appears to be running away with it, which brings up Hembo's question for the day. Who is the youngest quarterback to win the MVP award in consecutive seasons? Who's got a guess?
I don't know.
Dan Marino.
Brett Favre.
Brett Favre is right.
Give me that!
Favre is right. Brett Favre is
I'm
correct.
done. I don't need that. I'm done for the rest of the show.
Look at Hembo.
Take that,
Hembo
Hembo.
can't believe
Take that,
it.
Hembo.
Favre was 27 when he won it in 1996. Mahomes is 24. He lost his mic pack doing it, but you know what? You're going to freak out poor John over there, but I think it was worth it.
You don't need to hear me. You can feel me.
All right, we got a lot. But with him in mind, I want to jump into a couple of other things here because he feels like the MVP at the quarter pole of the season. But we have a few other awards we're going to give out here as we are 4 weeks into the season. Dominique, I'll start with you. Who gets your award for the biggest surprise of the season?
I think Shaq Barrett. He's been outstanding so far this season. He has a 33% run or pass rush win rate, which is tied with Khalil Mack for best in the league. He got an interception last week. This guy's been unbelievable, unstoppable. He was opposite of Von Miller in Denver, and they were good out there. They moved him out to bring in Chubb, and he's been better than both of them so far this season.
It's amazing. Khalil Mack, and deservedly so, gets all of this attention. This guy's got the same production to this point. All right, Ryan Clark. Who's the biggest, or what is the biggest mystery to this point?
Todd Gurley. Every week we're asking Sean McVay what's wrong with Todd Gurley. Last week he only had 5 rushes. There are 22 players in this league now with more touches than Todd Gurley, and one's Frank Gore, he's my age, and the other is David Montgomery, who's a rookie in Chicago. You have to find ways to get Todd Gurley the ball, or you need to be honest with us and yourself as to why he's not getting it.
It's very confusing. Dominique, who gets the award for the biggest win of the season so far?
It's the Browns. There were a season on the brink. Excuse me. They were teetering, and we all were turning on them, turning against them. All the people who loved them in preseason said they were done. And they went into the house of the Ravens, a team that we know is good and we know is tough to beat at home. And they dominated that game from start to finish. Their defense has been awesome all season. It's good to see that their offense could finally catch up.
I thoroughly agree. That was potentially a franchise redefining win. Finally, Ryan Clark, who gets the award for best team to this point?
And I want people to listen in my hometown, because last year I couldn't fly into MSY. I couldn't go get some good food down in the French Quarter. So I'm saying it right now. It's the New Orleans Saints. No team has played a tougher record. No team has played the Texans, the Seahawks, the Cowboys, and the Rams, knowing those teams have Super Bowl aspirations and won. And without their Hall of Fame franchise quarterback, Drew Brees, if you tell any team in this league you're going to lose your guy and have to go to Seattle, play the Cowboys at home in prime time, and you're going to win, not many teams will believe that. They are finding different ways to win football games, and that to me is the true sign of a great head coach, which they have in Sean Payton.
I agree. And listen, let's give some credit where it is due. When we sort of started the show there this morning indirectly, when people think of the Saints, they think of Drew Brees, they think of Alvin Kamara. But they have been winning with defense, and Marshawn Lattimore has been a huge part of the reason why.
I love Marshawn Lattimore.
Hey, you know somebody good when they make you ugly.
I watched that whole game, and what he did with Amari Cooper was the reason why they won, in my opinion. That's the reason why they held that offense to so few points. And we talk about how Sean Payton's a great offensive mind, and what he's done has been impressive. But they didn't score that many points. They won because of that defense, and that defense was good because of Lattimore.
And so you look at them and you say the defense is really good. Breeze will come back healthy. Do you agree? Are they the best team?
They're a very good team, but the best team is the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. I love Patrick Mahomes. I understand that I don't think that the Chiefs could do what they did if you lose that starting quarterback, but their starting quarterback is so good that I have faith in that offense. As bad as that defense is, I have faith in that offense.
No, listen, the Kansas City Chiefs are extremely good, and if we were only playing one side of the ball, they would absolutely be the team I would pick. If it was fantasy football, the Kansas City Chiefs would be the best team, but they are not complete. When you watch a game like Matthew Stafford against the Detroit Lions and the way that he excelled, the plays he was able to make, the fourth quarter, Lamar Jackson being able to just throw the ball up and toss it up outside, they can't make the plays. Right now, if I'm the general manager of the Kansas City Chiefs, I got my phone out and I'm texting Jalen Ramsey and I'm like, hey, big head, you up? And I'm waiting for that ... because I want to see if he going to hit me back like, yeah, why? Why?
But the difference between the Chiefs' offense and every other offense is so big that I think that makes them better. I don't think that
the thing to me is, though, when Drew Brees gets back, we've seen this offense.
You're about to say the Patriots, aren't you?
We've seen.
I just want to ask a question. Are we living in a world where the Patriots have as good a defense as practically anybody? They still have Tom Brady, and we're not even putting them in this conversation?
Well, we're not. They're not in this conversation to me because Dominique brought up the Chiefs as the other best team. The Patriots are absolutely in this conversation. They are on a collision course to play in the AFC Championship against the Kansas City Chiefs. But right now, to me, I believe that the Saints are as good on defense and better on offense than the New England Patriots are because of the weapons outside. And so I see the New Orleans Saints, once Drew Brees is back, being a team that is as complete as any team we've seen in this league.
Okay, let's talk about another team then. There's a good awards. I want to talk about the Minnesota Vikings because they got some problems. This is a potentially a Super Bowl caliber roster, and they've spent a lot of money on the quarterback position. But now, we played it yesterday, Adam Thielen voiced his frustrations to the media about the team's lack of production in the passing game after their loss to the Bears. Tuesday, Thielen was a guest on Kirk Cousins' weekly podcast, and Cousins apologized to Thielen for not getting him the ball more. Here's what he said. He said, I really want to apologize to him because there's too many opportunities where we could have hit him on Sunday. Adam is not just a really good player and one of the best players on the Vikings. He's one of the best players in the NFL, one of the best players in the world, period, regardless of position. We want to, we need to, and when I say we, really, I mean I need to get him more opportunities, get him the football. That's a fascinating thing for a quarterback, particularly 4 weeks into a season, to say that he he apologizes to his receiver for not getting him the ball more. What did we make of that?
Listen, one, Kirk Cousins is Kirk Cousins. We've always known that. This is what you're going to get out of him.
You played with him. We should remind everyone.
This is what you're going to get out of Kirk. But I always said this. It was like Kirk Cousins' dad took him when he was 6 years old and said, this is the way a quarterback talks. This is the way a quarterback behaves. And to me, this is all show. Because if you're really sorry to Adam Thielen, if you really feel like it's my bad, you know all you have to say to Adam Thielen, because he's a grown man that plays in the NFL, hey, man, that's my bus. I'm going to get better. And that's all you have to do. This wasn't for Adam Thielen. This was for us. This was for the public to see that, oh, I'm Kirk Cousins, and I'm being accountable, and I care about Adam. And let me say great things about Adam when he basically threw me over the bus. I'm not going to let him put it in reverse and back up over me. And you don't do that. You go to Adam and you say, you know what, I do have to be better, and let's work to be better. But it's no need to get out here and put on this public display of affection for us.
It's a locker room conversation. We've all been there where we've made mistakes or someone else hasn't played up to par, and you're in the locker room. You maybe as a quarterback, you even go in front of the whole team.
Yes.
And you say, this is my bag. And you don't do it publicly like this. This seems odd. And it's interesting that he's so focused on making Adam happy. Like, no, the question isn't, let's get Adam Thielen to the Pro Bowl. The question is, or the problem that they're trying to solve is this a Super Bowl team? So the answer he should be giving is, I'm trying to make this team better. Yeah. I'm trying to connect with the receivers. And also, but it seemed like it was just all about feeding Adam.
Well, it was about feeding Adam Thielen because he's sensitive, and Adam said something about him publicly. And you mentioned walking over here that they had problems. They don't have problems. They have problem. And that one problem is Kirk Cousins. You went out and got Kirk Cousins because you felt like with Case Keenum, you were one quarterback away from winning the big one. And you have now regressed as a team as the rest of the team has gotten better. That's the problem they have to fix. And this Ralph Tresvant man with sensitivity stuff that he's doing on podcasts, I don't want to hear it. I want a dog at that position.
The problem is, your quarterback can say no to checkdowns, but Kirk Cousins can't.
Juicy J,
I mean,
you say no to checkdowns.
They've had
Kirk Cousins can't.
They had 31 third downs, and he's thrown short of the first down marker more times than he's thrown past it on third downs. On third down, you can't check it down, baby. You gotta hang around.
This was about getting a great soundbite. So at one point, I can sit on Wednesday with Greeny on ESPN and do Get Up. Because he knows that his quarterback,
his poise, and that could play out long term.
Let me get to Chicago. Mitchell Trubisky still got a shoulder. What are we hearing about the possibility of him coming back soon?
They're going to play it safe with him. So there's a chance he could come back week 7 coming off that bye, but they are not going to guarantee right now. They're going to see how he responds because they really love Chase Daniel. He is a career backup, but he can come in and win them some games. He's very accurate. Matt Nagy will love that.
And bear in mind, again, this week they go against Oakland in London. And then finally, Kyle Allen, 2-0 as the Panthers starting quarterback. What is the situation with him when Cam gets healthy?
Yeah, this one is the most fascinating to me because from what I'm hearing, there is a chance they would ride the hot hand here. Cam Newton's 0 for his last 8, and this is a team and a coach, Ron Rivera, the pressure is on. They need to win right now. Kyle Allen, he might not be the long-term solution, but they believe he's more than a project. He's delivering the ball where he needs to, and they've won 2 straight. That's all that matters to them.
All right, the expression, get